Welcome to part 2 of our 4-part mini-series, The Cycle Syncing Phases. In this episode, we'll be exploring the spring and renewal phase, which is a time of excitement and new beginnings, and I am very excited to dive into this one with you. Actually, honestly, I love every single one of the 4 parts that I'm going to be sharing with you. I shared part 1 yesterday, and now today we're moving on to spring because yesterday was winter. And this phase is all about fresh starts, creativity, and rising energy levels. So what do you say? Let's dive into how we can incorporate this into your homemaking and personal life. Feeling stuck in the chaos? If you're ready to regain control of your home, schedule, and time for yourself, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Jynae, a wife, mom, and homemaker who turned my household chaos into purpose with simple, flexible routines. I'm here to help you create a cozy, clutter-free home and reclaim your time for what matters most. Grab that laundry basket and let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to dive into what the spring phase is and all that it entails. But if you're new here and you're wondering, what in the world is cycle syncing, Jynae? I have no idea what you're talking about. I would like you to first pause this episode and make sure you listen to episode 6, where I share an overview of what cycle syncing is and why I believe every single woman out there should be practicing it. This is a very foundational episode that you really should listen to before you even listen to this episode. So pause me here, go listen to that one, and then come back. And then, if you're super intrigued and you want to start cycle syncing yourself, but you have no idea where to get started, you'll definitely want to go give episode 10 a listen because there I explain everything you need to know to get started. I'll have the link for both of those posted in the show notes, both those episodes, so that it's easy for you to find. All that aside, let's get into the juicy bits of today's episode. So the spring phase, or renewal phase as I also like to call it, lasts typically 7 to 10 days. Again, this will be different depending on every single woman. We're like snowflakes. None of us are alike. So like I did in episode 1, I gave a seasonal analogy of how we can compare the seasons in real life to the seasonal cycle syncing phases. So the spring phase is like the excitement of the first flowers blooming after winter, after the long dead winter. Now we're getting new life coming in. It's a time of fresh starts and growth because your energy is building and you're ready to take on new challenges. Just like planting seeds in the garden, this is a great time to set intentions and start new habits. Think of it this way. In the spring, new life is budding in preparation for the abundance that's going to be coming in the summer. So in this regard, we can relate to the spring phase as ourself as a time that we're preparing for the high energy phase that's going to be coming next, which is the summer and flourish phase. And I'll be talking about that phase in tomorrow's episode, so stay tuned for that. So in doing this spring phase is the perfect phase to plan and set goals like we're planting seeds in our spring gardens. So what is your energy like in this phase? Because in the winter phase, we talked about low energy. Now in this phase, our energy is rising. It's not peaked yet, but it's rising. So that makes this time a perfect phase for brainstorming and tackling tasks that really require your focus and your creativity. Your optimism and excitement are also high in this phase as far as emotions go, and you may feel energized and motivated to take on new projects or revisit old ones with fresh new ideas. Right now, as I'm recording this, I actually am in the midst of the spring phase, and I can attest to say that today I had things to do, like I always do. Monday, I have certain tasks that I do on Monday with my business and my home. But I just set all those aside because my body, my mind just wanted to look at the systems and routines I have in place and reflect on those and make, not so much reflect, but come up with new ways that can improve it to make things more efficient, more productive. So I spent a good chunk of my day today, a couple hours, re-looking at that, revamping what I've got in place now, because like I just said, your creativity is at its peak here, your creative, maybe not at its peak, but it's growing. It's on the uphill. And so today I am taking advantage, making the most of this spring renewal phase where I have the creativity and the energy is rising. I took this time to implement new routines. So with that being said, what kind of tasks and activities should you be doing in the spring renewal phase? Well, this is the phase when you can be doing your planning, organize your week, brainstorm, homemaking goals, or prep for larger projects. Don't take on the larger projects quite yet because that's for another phase. This phase is just for the planning. It's the preparation phase, basically, where we're getting ready for what's to come, the summer phase, like I said earlier in the analogy I was sharing. We should also be creating in this time, so dive into those creative activities like decorating, meal planning even is creative for a lot of people, or crafting, painting, anything you can think of that's going to feel creative to you. Maybe you like to sew and do sewing projects or crocheting, those kind of things. Then also, lastly, the last activity I'll share today, you can be doing tidying in this phase. Use this energy. I know it's not peaked, but you do have more energy than you did in the winter phase. Use this energy to clean or organize spaces that may have been neglected in the past. So, not big projects. Do not take on big projects right now. Small projects as we're building our energy up. Get your house in order little by little in tiny steps. Okay, that's all I'm going to share today on the spring renewal phase. It's really quite simple and straightforward. And like I have mentioned, this is a mini series, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But thank you for tuning in today for part 2 of our cycle syncing phases series. If you're enjoying this series, take a screenshot of this episode and send it to a friend who would love to learn herself about cycle syncing too. I've said it lots before and I'll say it again. This cycle syncing has been a game changer in my life, and I know it's going to be a game changer in your life. And I really think that every woman would benefit from this message. So if you have a friend who is a woman who would be interested in this, and I'm sure you can think of someone, send it to her, tell her to check it out. And if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, make sure you tune into that because the winter phase is a very foundational phase. So make sure that you don't miss out on that information. And then tomorrow, we'll be diving into the summer flourish phase, another fun phase where we're going to be talking about peaked energy. So stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you there. Before you go, if this podcast has encouraged or helped you in any way, the best way that you can show your support is by subscribing to the show and leaving a written 5-star review. Your words truly make my day and remind me why I love sharing here. You can also snap a screenshot of this episode and share it with a friend or post it to your Instagram stories. Make sure to tag me at Her Stable Home. Thanks so much for listening, friend. I will see you next time.